Imagine Europe with its own secure satellite network, free from companies like Starlink.
Sounds futuristic.
It might, but the EU is turning this vision into a reality. They are heavily investing in a new satellite constellation, all a part of their goal for digital sovereignty.
Interesting. A bold step indeed.
It is. What does this mean for Europe's future in space, its security, and its competition with giants like Starlink?
Well, it's a significant move for sure. It shows Europe's dedication to controlling their own digital infrastructure and decreasing their reliance on outside providers.
Makes sense. So let's get into specifics. What exactly is IRIS²? What will it do? And why is having an independent system like this so important for the EU?
IRO stands for Infrastructure for Resilience, Interconnectivity, and Security by Satellite. It's a planned constellation of almost 300 satellites, all spread across different orbits, and they will all be working together to provide secure and fast communication services.
Almost 300 satellites. That's a huge project. What does that mean for coverage and for what IRS will actually be able to do?
Think of it like a 3-lane highway in space. That's what IRS will be with its 3 orbital layers. Medium Earth orbit, or MEO low Earth orbit high, or LEO high and low Earth orbit low, or LEO low. Each layer will have a different purpose.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
The MEO layer will be the express lane, offering secure government communications. LEO high will be for high-end commercial services, potentially even residential broadband.
Oh, wow.
And LEO low, that's going to be the experimental lane, a place for new technologies to develop.
So they're thinking ahead, planning for growth and innovation from the very start. Smart. But this level of ambition has to come with a big price tag, right?
It does. This is a $10.6 billion ARDO project.
Wow. Who is paying for this space highway?
It's a joint effort, a public-private partnership. The EU is contributing the biggest portion, $6 billion, over several budget cycles. The European Space Agency, or ESA, is putting in $550 million, and the remaining $4 billion will come from a group of private companies called SpaceRISE, which includes big names in the satellite world like Eutelsat, Hispasat, and SES.
SpaceRISE. It's got a nice ring to it. But I have to point out that this final cost is way more than what was initially estimated. What happened?
Space projects on this scale are incredibly complicated. The technology is constantly changing, and you have to think about keeping the system running for years to come. All those factors mean the budget is going to be affected.
It's not just about building for now, but for future challenges as well. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Starlink. They already have thousands of satellites up there. Is IRIS Europe's attempt to catch up? Is it their answer to Starlink?
While IRIS will offer some similar services like broadband internet, its main purpose is secure governmental communications. Getting to the scale of Starlink will definitely be a challenge. But IRIS has been designed to meet Europe's specific need for security and autonomy.
So it's less about direct competition and more about creating their own space in the space domain.
Makes sense.
What about the impact this will have on the European space industry? Could IRIS be the boost that European companies need to become more competitive globally?
Absolutely. It has the potential to really shake things up in the European space sector. It could lead to lots of new jobs, spark new technology, and create a more competitive environment for European companies on the world stage. And having the ESA overseeing the project means there's even more support and expertise available.
The ESA's experience and guidance are definitely huge assets. So IRIS is more than just a satellite network. It's a strategic move with potential impacts across industries, and even on a global level. But wait, wasn't the first cost estimate for this project much lower?
Yes, it was.
So what caused this price jump?
Well, space projects this big are inherently complex. The fact that technology keeps advancing and the need to make sure the system can last for a long time both have an impact on the budget.
So it's not just about building the network, but making sure it can adapt and stay relevant in the future.
Fascinating.
Okay, let's talk about Starlink again. Since they're already so established, is IRIS's strategic response? Are they trying to create a European version of Starlink?
While IRIS will have some similar features like offering broadband internet access, it's really focused on making a secure communication network for governments. Matching Starlink's scale is going to be tough, but IRIS is specifically designed to address Europe's need for a system that's both secure and independent.
So it's about filling a specific need rather than directly competing. What about the effects this could have on the European space industry? Could IRIS help European companies become more competitive on a global scale?
No doubt about it. IRIS could really revitalize the European space sector. We could see new jobs being created, breakthroughs in technology, and a more competitive environment for European companies on the global stage. Plus, having the ESA involved brings a lot of expertise and support, which is a huge advantage.
The ESA's guidance and experience are definitely valuable. It seems like IRIS is more than just a satellite network. It's a strategic move with the potential to affect industries and even the global landscape. But this ambitious project comes with a hefty price tag, doesn't it?
It does. The estimated cost is a considerable $10.6 billion.
And who's footing the bill for this?
It's a collaborative effort, a public-private partnership. The EU is contributing the lion's share, $6 billion, over multiple budget cycles. The European Space Agency is contributing $550 million, and the remaining $4 billion is coming from a group of private companies called IRIS². This consortium includes major players in the satellite industry like Eutelsat, Hispasat, and SES.
IRIS², it's a catchy name. It's interesting that the cost has gone up so much compared to the initial estimates. What were the contributing factors to that?
Space projects of this scale are inherently complex. The ever-evolving landscape of technology, coupled with the need to ensure the system's long-term viability, inevitably leads to budgetary adjustments.
So it's not just about building the constellation, but ensuring its adaptability and relevance for the years to come. That makes sense. Now let's talk about Starlink again. With their already significant presence in orbit, is IRIS on Europe's strategic countermove? Are they trying to establish a European counterpart?
While IRIS will offer some similar services, such as broadband internet access, the main focus is on setting up a secure communication network specifically for government use. Catching up to Starlink's scale is a major challenge, but IRIS is designed to fulfill a particular need for Europe, the need for a secure and independent communication infrastructure.
So instead of direct competition, it's about carving out a distinct role and catering to unique requirements. What does this mean for the European space industry? Could IRIS be the boost that European companies need to compete globally?
Absolutely. IRS could really revitalize the European space sector. We could see new jobs being created, breakthroughs in technology, and a more competitive environment for European companies on the global stage. Plus, having the ESA involved brings a lot of expertise and support, which is a huge advantage.
The ESA's guidance and experience are definitely valuable. It appears that IRIS transcends being just a satellite network. It represents a strategic move with potential ripple effects across industries and on a global scale. What are the primary motivations driving the EU's pursuit of this ambitious project?
The EU's motivations are multifaceted. Primarily, it's about securing their digital infrastructure, ensuring the resilience of crucial communication channels in the face of potential threats or disruptions. Europe has realized their reliance on external providers for these essential services, and IRIS² is meant to address this.
So it's about strengthening their autonomy and control over their digital domain.
Exactly. Second, IRIS² aligns with the EU's ambition to establish itself as a leader in the space sector. The project is expected to drive innovation, stimulate technological advancements, and enhance the competitiveness of European companies in the global space industry.
It's a strategic move to solidify their position on the global space stage.
Right. And third, IRIS² could bridge the digital divide within Europe. By extending broadband internet access to underserved areas, the project aims to connect rural communities, remote regions, and islands that lack reliable connectivity. This would significantly impact education, healthcare, and economic opportunities for those populations.
It's a multifaceted initiative with the potential to transform both Europe's technological landscape and its societal fabric. But let's not forget about the competitive landscape. With Starlink already a major player, how does IRIS differentiate itself? Is it merely a European equivalent, or does it offer something unique?
While IRIS will share similarities with Starlink in terms of providing broadband internet access, its core focus is on establishing a secure communication network, particularly for governmental purposes. The EU's emphasis on security and autonomy sets IRIS apart.
So it's not about directly competing with Starlink, but rather carving out a distinct niche within the space domain.
Precisely, IRIS aims to cater to specific European needs and priorities with a strong emphasis on data security and sovereignty.
This project is truly shaping up to be a game changer. However, large-scale endeavors like this often face their fair share of challenges. What are some of the hurdles that IRIS might encounter along the way?
Managing the complexity of the project is a significant challenge. With multiple partners, diverse technologies, and an ambitious timeline, coordinating and integrating all aspects effectively will be crucial.
Coordination and collaboration are paramount in such a massive undertaking.
For sure. Another challenge is the risk of cost overruns. Large-scale space projects have a history of exceeding their initial budgets, and IRIS is no exception. Keeping the project financially viable and on track will require stringent oversight and management.
Staying within budget is always a concern with projects of this magnitude. Are there any other potential roadblocks that we should consider?
The rapid pace of technological advancement poses another challenge. The space industry is constantly evolving, and there's a risk that IRIS² could become technologically outdated before it reaches full operational capability.
So maintaining technological relevance is critical. How can they address this challenge?
They need to build in flexibility and adaptability from the beginning. Designing the system with future upgrades and technological advancements in mind will be essential to ensure its long-term viability.
It's about future-proofing the project as much as possible. What about cybersecurity? Given the sensitive nature of governmental communications, IRIS will likely be a prime target for cyber attacks. How are they planning to address this critical aspect?
Cybersecurity is a top priority. Robust security measures will be embedded throughout the system, from the ground infrastructure to the satellites themselves. Collaboration with European cybersecurity agencies is also crucial to ensure the highest level of protection against potential threats.
A multi-layered approach to cybersecurity is essential. Now, shifting our focus to the potential benefits, what are some of the most promising applications of IRIS beyond secure governmental communications?
One of the most exciting prospects is providing broadband internet access to underserved areas. IRIS has the potential to bridge the digital divide connecting rural communities, remote regions, and islands that currently lack reliable high-speed internet.
Bridging that digital gap could have a transformative impact on these communities.
Absolutely. It would open up a world of opportunities in education, healthcare, e-commerce, and various other sectors. Another promising application is disaster response and management. In the event of natural disasters or emergencies, IRIS² could provide vital communication links to support relief efforts.
That could be a game changer in crisis situations, enabling faster response times and more effective coordination.
Yeah, IRIS could facilitate real-time communication, data sharing, and coordination among emergency responders, potentially saving lives and minimizing damage.
It sounds like IRIS could play a crucial role in enhancing Europe's resilience and preparedness in the face of various challenges.
Definitely. And don't forget the potential scientific applications IRIS could contribute to Earth observation, climate monitoring, and research endeavors. Its capabilities could provide valuable data and insights to advance our understanding of our planet and the universe beyond.
It's a project with wide-ranging implications, both practical and scientific. Now let's delve into the economic aspects. How could IRIS² impact the European space industry and stimulate economic growth?
IRIS is a significant investment in the European space sector. It is expected to create new jobs, foster innovation, and attract private investment, revitalizing the industry as a whole.
So it's a catalyst for growth and job creation.
It is. The development of new technologies and applications related to IRIS could create a whole ecosystem of innovative companies and startups. This could further boost the European economy and solidify its position as a leader in the space industry.
It's a ripple effect that could extend far beyond the project itself.
That's right. The economic benefits of IRIS are multifaceted and have the potential to transform the European space landscape.
Now let's consider the broader geopolitical implications. How could IRIS influence Europe's role on the world stage and its relationships with other nations?
IRIS is a clear statement of Europe's commitment to achieving digital sovereignty and reducing its reliance on external providers. This assertion of independence could potentially shift the balance of power in the space domain.
It's a bold move that signals Europe's intention to be a major player in the global space arena.
It does, and it's worth noting that while IRIS emphasizes European autonomy, it doesn't necessarily preclude international collaboration. The EU could partner with other nations on specific projects, share data from the satellite network, or even offer its services to other countries.
So it could also serve as a platform for strengthening international partnerships and fostering cooperation in space exploration and technology.
Exactly. IRIS could become a valuable asset for diplomatic engagement and could enhance Europe's global influence.
This project has far-reaching implications extending beyond technological advancements to encompass economic, geopolitical, and even societal spheres. What about the long-term vision for IRIS? Is it simply about secure communication and internet access, or is there a grander vision for its future?
The immediate focus is on secure communications and better connectivity. But some see IRIS as a stepping stone towards a Europe-wide space-based internet.
That's an ambitious goal, a European internet separate from ground networks. How would that even work?
Picture a network of satellites providing internet across the entire continent, completely independent of the usual ground infrastructure. It wouldn't just protect against disruptions, it would also give more control over data and could potentially reduce latency.
That's a really interesting idea. What are some of the advantages of having a system like that?
One big advantage is increased security. A space-based network is much harder to attack or sabotage than anything on the ground. It could also offer more reliable service to remote or underserved areas.
So greater resilience, enhanced security, and better accessibility. But wouldn't a project like that face massive technical and logistical hurdles?
Of course. Building a Europe-wide space-based internet would take a lot of money, advanced technology, and cooperation between countries. It's a long-term goal, but it has the potential to completely change how we access the internet and manage data.
It's a vision that's both exciting and a little bit daunting to think about. As we wrap up our conversation about IRIS, it's clear that this project is about so much more than just technology. It's a strategic move with huge implications for Europe and the entire global space landscape.
I completely agree. IRIS shows Europe's determination to secure its digital future, encourage innovation, and make its mark on the world stage. It's a story we'll be watching for years to come.
It's been great talking about the ins and outs and the potential of IRIS with you. Your insights have been incredibly helpful.
The pleasure was all mine. It's always fascinating to discuss these kinds of groundbreaking projects.
And to our listeners, we hope you found this exploration informative and engaging.
We hope you'll keep learning about this amazing initiative.
Goodbye, and see you in the next video.
Goodbye, and see you in the next video.